Be careful, a nurse is hiding something serious about your health. Archangel Michael says, this message was meant to reach you today for a reason. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Right now. There is someone in a white coat smiling at you, but that smile is hiding something. Behind her gloves, behind the clipboard she carries, there is something you were never supposed to know. And if you keep waiting, the window to stop this will vanish. It started when you noticed something wasn't right. Maybe it was a feeling. A strange silence after a routine test. One glance exchanged between two staff members told more than any words. They knew something, but none of them dared to speak. She wasn't always this cold. The nurse used to ask questions. She used to care. But now, she avoids your eyes when she walks into the room. You remember the test they took. Blood. Scans. A follow-up they never scheduled. The answers you never received. Archangel Michael says, your body has been trying to warn you. Something inside is trying to communicate. And someone is working hard to keep it quiet. There is a reason the results were never discussed in front of you. There is a reason she asked someone else to bring your chart in. Someone is carefully editing your truth. She thought you wouldn't notice. She thought by smiling and talking quickly, she could move past your instincts. But your soul knows when something's wrong. Late at night, she stays longer than necessary. You've seen her entering files into the system after hours. Her eyes look tired, but not because of work. Because of fear. One man on the team saw it, too. He looked at you once, and then looked away like he wasn't allowed to say what he knew. That one moment was real. She knows what's growing inside you. And she knows it started showing signs weeks ago. But the papers they gave you are edited, filtered, incomplete. You may have already been prescribed the wrong treatment. That's why the side effects feel off. That's why your energy is not returning the way they said it would. Someone above her told her to keep it quiet. She didn't choose this alone. There is a file with your name on it, flagged for observation, but not action. If you feel weaker lately, it's not age. It's not stress. Something is shifting in your blood, and they think it's safer not to tell you yet. They fear how you will react. But it's your body, your life, and every minute delayed is a gamble. The nurse deleted a report once. The system showed it for a second, then gone. She erased it. But the system logs everything. Someone else has access. Comment below now if you felt odd symptoms recently. You're not imagining it. This is real. The truth about what's going on was supposed to reach you in private. But they are covering it up, because someone important is involved in your case. She speaks to someone over the phone late in the hallway. Her voice lowers when she says your name. She's scared, but still not saying a word. There is one technician who is starting to ask questions. He's not part of the plan. He found a duplicate scan with your name misspelled, and it didn't match the story she gave. That scan is hidden in the internal server. If it reaches you, the lie collapses. But she's trying everything to delay that day. There's an upcoming appointment they will try to cancel. Don't let them. That appointment is where the truth might accidentally slip out. The symptoms you feel at night, the chest tightness, the strange pressure in your stomach, the burning in your back, they're related. And someone knows what it is. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. She's not acting alone. There are 3 people tied to your case. All 3 are trying to rewrite your timeline. The strange pills they offered you weren't for what they claimed. They were to calm things, mask the signs, so you'd stop asking. You're not wrong to be suspicious. You're right. And your spirit is screaming for answers before it's too late. Archangel Michael says, the veil is about to lift. This week, a conversation in the hallway will change everything. But only if you listen closely. She's going to mention your name to a colleague on the 3rd floor. That conversation isn't meant for your ears, but somehow, it will reach you. Someone is growing uneasy. He's seen the same pattern in another patient's file years ago. That case didn't end well. And now he's connecting dots. The nurse is preparing to request a transfer. She's feeling the heat. People are beginning to question her role in too many hidden charts. If she leaves, your file goes cold. She's the only one who has access to what was hidden. If she disappears, so does the trail. You must demand your full medical records, unedited. Every test. Every note. Because there are annotations she never expected you to see. She once said, "You're fine." But inside, her pulse was racing. That lie was too perfect, too rehearsed. There is a note at the bottom of the system, buried in a section no one reads. It says, observation, delayed disclosure, risk, patient panic. That was the plan all along. Delay until it's too late for treatment. And blame stress if anything worsens. Comment, I'm not staying silent, if you feel this truth shaking you right now. The nurse is waiting for approval from one superior before making the next move. If she gets it, your case will be filed under stabilized, even if it isn't. You have one chance left to intervene. The upcoming appointment next week is the last time she will be within your reach. Archangel Michael says, your awareness is your armor. Don't walk into that room like nothing's wrong. Ask for a witness. Ask for a printout. Be bold. There is a secret entry in the hospital logs. A request to alter one of your reports was made from her ID. But she'll deny it if asked. The truth is catching up fast. But so is the cover-up. There's something about your family history they also didn't consider. A vulnerability they thought you didn't know about. But it connects to this. Her hands are shaking lately. She's cracking. Guilt is growing. And someone might finally speak if the pressure builds. You have to act now. This isn't about paranoia. This is about survival. About claiming the truth meant for you. You may already feel the shift inside your body. Like your own system is whispering, trying to tell you it's time. This lie is layered, crafted, but not unbreakable. Someone on the staff has written an anonymous letter. It's not sent yet. But it contains everything, dates, names, and decisions made behind closed doors. That letter will either be destroyed or revealed this week. Its fate is tied to yours. You have more power than they want you to believe. One request, one demand for transparency can shake everything. Don't ignore this. Every second is precious now. Every symptom is a signal. She thought you'd never know. But now, you do. And this time, you will not walk away quietly. Comment, I claim my truth, if you know this message was for you. Do not delay. Do not be silent. She carries the weight of what she knows every time she walks past your room. Her shoulders sink slightly when she hears your name. That is not the posture of an innocent nurse. At night, when the hospital is quiet, she reviews your records again. The same ones she edited. The same ones she refuses to print out completely for you. Her fingerprints are all over this deception. Every login time. Every keyboard tap. All saved in the back end. But she prays no one ever checks. She's scared of exposure. Because once it's out, it's not just her job that ends. It's the entire web of control around your treatment that begins to unravel. There's one scan, taken 3 weeks ago, that she's hidden in a folder marked pending. But it was never pending. It was concluded. And that conclusion was disturbing. You don't even know what it says, yet it's about your body, your life, and your future. One of the reasons she's still silent is because your insurance provider is involved. There's pressure from above. If the truth gets out, a lawsuit could follow. So they push silence, delay, misinformation. A strategy carefully orchestrated to drain your hope over time. Comment below if you've noticed canceled appointments, or unexplained changes in prescriptions. That's part of the pattern. You are not imagining this. Your immune system has been flagging irregular responses. She knows that. But she marked them as non-urgent. Because urgency requires reporting. There's another patient like you. Different case. But the same pattern. And they're just beginning to piece together the similarities. This week, you might receive a call saying, "We need to reschedule." That's not just coincidence. That's intentional. They want time to clean the files. Your name came up in an internal meeting. Not in concern, but in caution. Someone said, "They're asking too many questions." Archangel Michael says, when your spirit begins to rise, darkness gets louder. Don't mistake their urgency to silence you as care. She carries a notebook. Not digital. Physical. Hidden in her locker. It contains names, charts, even timelines. Yours is in there. But she's planning to burn it. Because she knows once it's in the open, it's all over. If you get access to that notebook, you'll understand why they've been avoiding giving you full copies. The truth is bigger than one misdiagnosis. This may go back months, maybe even a year. And the signs were always there, but muted, blurred, misdirected. The assistant who used to bring you files no longer comes around. That's not a schedule change. That's because she started asking questions. There's a ripple forming. People are beginning to feel something's off. You can use that. You must. Ask for your entire record, unfiltered, raw data. Not just a summary. They'll hesitate. That hesitation is your answer. Comment, "I demand the full truth," if you're ready to face it. Because once you start asking out loud, they'll panic. Archangel Michael says, do not be afraid of what they hide. Be afraid of what happens if you don't uncover it. The pills you were prescribed last month. Someone altered the dosage on the printout. The pharmacist caught it. That's why it was delayed. They told you it was a system error. But it was the nurse. She overrode the default manually. And then acted surprised. If someone tells you, you're overthinking it, walk away. Because that's the script they've been told to repeat. Your body isn't lying. The fatigue. The moments of breathlessness, the sudden aches, all signs, all being ignored. A doctor who left recently had questions about your treatment. He submitted an inquiry, but the response he got? Patient is under careful observation. That's all. That same doctor is now under review for asking too much. You see how deep this goes? She knows you trust her. That's why it works. Trust is what makes the lie last longer. But trust doesn't mean silence. Trust doesn't mean blindness. Trust ends where manipulation begins. Comment, I break the silence if you feel that inner fire awakening now. This is your body, your story. You take it back today. You may receive a document soon with missing pages. That's intentional. That's what they've always done. Don't settle for partial truths anymore. Don't sign until you see everything. Ask for every single page. A nurse once whispered to a colleague, "They'll never figure it out." But they were wrong. Because now you know. And that changes everything. If you feel sudden chills or pressure behind your eyes lately, that's not just stress. That's your system sending distress signals. A cry being ignored. You are not weak. You are awakening. And with that awakening, comes a decision. Will you act, or will you delay? Someone from administration will try to reassure you soon. But pay attention to what they avoid saying. That silence reveals more than words. There is one intern who found an anomaly in your chart. He's afraid to speak, but he's looking for a moment. When you see him next, say, "I know something is wrong." Watch his reaction. You're closer than ever to the truth. That's why they're getting more careful. That's why calls are being logged. That's why doors close behind you. Archangel Michael says, you must protect your light now. They've tried to dim it with confusion, with falsified words, with fear. But fear is the oldest trick. And you've outgrown it. Comment, I won't be manipulated anymore, if you're ready to walk into the storm with clarity. You were never weak. You were waiting for the right moment. This is it. This is the moment they didn't want to come. She's now deleting logs. Every trace of your earlier vitals is being wiped in phases. Not all at once, so it doesn't raise red flags. But one backup system still exists. A hidden cache in the central records. And someone will access it very soon. The fear is spreading among the staff. They're starting to realize the cover-up isn't airtight. And the one name that keeps popping up is yours. The nurse's hands trembled when your name was mentioned at the meeting. A senior doctor noticed it. He didn't say anything, but his notes reflect concern. There's a planned shutdown of your portal access next week. For technical upgrades, they say. But that's the window they'll use to remove a specific file. They expect you to be quiet, confused, distracted by symptoms. But you're not the same anymore. Your intuition is growing stronger. You can feel truth vibrating under every smile they offer. Every shallow, "How are you today?" rings hollow now. Someone is watching how often you ask questions. Your persistence has rattled them. They've now added a note in your chart, patient emotionally sensitive. They're trying to make you look irrational. So if you confront them, others won't believe you. Classic tactic. Archangel Michael says, you must not shrink now. This is your divine armor moment. You are not just a patient, you are the storm they didn't prepare for. Comment, they will not silence me if your heart agrees. because they are counting on you fading out of the system quietly. But you won't. One day soon, a nurse will be abruptly transferred out. That's the one. That's her. That transfer is her escape route. Before she goes, demand your final full records in her presence. Do not let her vanish with your truths buried behind hospital walls. Your name has been attached to an internal label. Monitor but don't disclose. That means they've seen something, maybe a growth, a clot, a shadow, and chose delay. Delay is death in disguise. There is a code system they use. 2 digits plus 3 letters. Yours changed last week. It now reads a category linked to untreated abnormality. But they won't say it. They'll talk in circles. They'll distract you with wellness tips and lifestyle suggestions. And all along, something is feeding quietly inside you. Something they've named but kept from you. You deserve every fact, every reading, every number, even the ones they didn't want you to see. Someone saw an image of your scan and whispered, "This can't wait." But their voice was shut down. "We'll observe," was the final order. You are being watched, but not for your safety, for their liability. There's a whistleblower waiting for the right moment. He has a screenshot of your flagged report. When he shares it, it'll ripple through the entire system. This will not just affect your treatment. This will shake the department. Because your case is not the only one. You're becoming the catalyst. The one they'll remember. The one who shattered the silence. Comment, "I am the storm," if you know you're the one they underestimated. Someone tried to log into your chart after hours. The system flagged it. But the name was cleared manually, by her. They're trying to change the diagnosis label. So if you request it now, it'll show something vague. But request the one from 6 weeks ago. That one's untouched. There's a scan technician who remembers your case. He was there when they printed out 2 versions. One for you. One for internal use only. Think about that. Why would they need 2 versions of your truth? The next time she enters your room, look at her shoes. You'll see scuff marks. She's been running between rooms, trying to fix this before it explodes. She's stressed. Her voice will crack soon. And when it does, listen carefully to what she almost says, but doesn't. Archangel Michael says, truth does not remain buried forever. It rises. And when it does, it burns everything false to ash. There is someone from another department, oncology or neurology, who glanced at your case briefly, and asked, "Why hasn't this been flagged?" That question has caused a stir behind the scenes. Now they're moving files, rewriting notes. But they're too late. Your spirit is already ahead of them. You see the pieces. You feel the shift. Comment, "The truth is rising," if you feel it too. This is no longer a story of fear. It's a story of reclaiming power. The lies are unraveling. One click at a time. One nervous glance. One failed cover-up. A security camera caught her reading your chart in an unauthorized area. That footage may be reviewed this week. If it is, her actions will be exposed. You have the right to ask. You have the right to push. You have the right to shout until someone finally listens. They labeled you emotional, so your voice could be dismissed. But you are not emotional. You are awake. The pressure in your chest, it's not just physical. It's energy. A buildup of truth that needs to be spoken. A spiritual fire is inside you now. It burns every manipulated word, every false comfort. Archangel Michael says, stand firm. Demand full disclosure. Let no half-truth pass as healing. Your name is about to be whispered in a room you've never entered. Someone will say, they're digging too deep. Let them be afraid. They should be. You didn't ask for war. But you're ready for it. Not with violence, but with truth. Comment, truth is my weapon, if you choose to rise above the lies now. You may notice a new face in the hospital soon. A consultant. They were brought in to review procedures. But in reality, they were brought in to shut things down before you find too much. This is a cover-up that's deeper than you imagined. Insurance, records, prescription fraud, diagnosis suppression. But you're the crack in their wall. And that crack is growing wider. Soon you'll receive a strange call. They'll say it's a routine check. But really, it's to test if you know anything. Play smart. Say little. Observe everything. Request your files again after that call. The timing will catch them off guard. That's when you'll get something they didn't mean to send. Inside that paper will be a number. A code. That code will unlock the history of every action taken behind your back. A junior admin saw your file and cried. She's new. She didn't know the system was like this. That girl may be your silent ally. If you hear a knock on your door late in the evening, it might be her. And what she tells you may change everything. Comment, I am ready, if you're prepared to see and hear it all, no matter how shocking. No one expected you to fight. They thought you'd accept it, that you'd swallow the story they fed you with a smile. But you are not a statistic. You are not a victim. You are a fire in human form. This ends now. You will speak. You will demand. You will roar. You are the one they never expected. The one who rose. You are not alone in this. There are others. And together, you will expose everything. The nurse's silence ends tonight. Her truth will break loose. And with it, so will yours. Comment, I rise above the lie, if you're still reading, because this message was never random. It was sent for your soul. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. You are now the light that no nurse, no lie, no system can hide anymore. The truth is yours. Go take it.